Africa is far from being cooked.
Ibrahim Traore, Burkina Faso's 37-year-old military leader, has become a rising star across Africa.
A trending video all over TikTok claiming that Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traore has lost his life. As to where the information came from, we do not really know. But it looks like this news is a very grievous one for somebody to want to claim death for a whole nation's president. Now, this has attracted a lot of international attention because this man is one of the youngest world leaders across the globe. Chris, what do you have to say about this?
Okay, so Burkina Faso's president has faced a lot of assassination attempts and coups, almost 20 of them, both internally and externally from the Western world, and internally, even in Africa, in his own place. He has faced a lot of threats and a lot of assassination attempts and coups. So with this one, each and every move that this president is doing is being watched.
Okay.
So Africa Check stated it, claiming that no, Burkina Faso's military leader Ibrahim Traore is not dead, as claimed online. So we'll come back to why they are making this claim.
Okay.
So Modern Ghana did this write-up and is telling us why the white man wants to kill Ibrahim Traore.
Okay, so how come there's a lot of kill and death issues around this single person?
Yeah, so there's a battle for African sovereignty,
okay,
and it has entered into a critical new phase. I mean, as they've written here, with Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traore at this center. So it is this president Ibrahim Traore has been able to become the focal point of the Western opposition. He's facing a lot of threats, as I said earlier. And why? His crime is daring to reclaim Burkina Faso's resources and sovereignty from Western control, particularly French neocolonialism influence that has dominated the region for decades. So he is trying to ensure that the Western dominance on African countries is seized.
So in other words, he just wants to be in control of his own affairs,
yes,
as a president, and then be able to negotiate whatever comes to them in terms of their resources and then even how they are sold outside.
Yes. So when we come here, this is the picture that was circulating on the internet, on TikTok, on all the other social media handles, which was claiming that he was unwell, and after some time that he was unwell, he's dead. So this picture, as you can clearly see, doesn't look like the president of Burkina Faso is unwell.
Because he is smiling, I can see his teeth.
Yes, he's smiling. So probably, you see, they've written here, quick recovery, rest in peace. The president of Burkina Faso is not dead. So as you can see, this looks like a blood donation or a health checkup, something that he was doing. And he's well relaxed, smiling.
And then he even has some of his men behind him and a doctor behind him.
Of course. So he's the most protected African currently. Yes. So he doesn't go anywhere without his
protection.
People. Yes. So this is a picture that was circulating, and people thought right after this checkup or hospital visit, he lost his life.
Anyway, so we have come to know that it is not true.
Yes. So Africa Check in their write-up, no Burkina Faso's, no. Just as I read earlier, Burkina Faso's military leader, Ibrahim Traore, not dead, as claimed online. And it was prior to the videos that people posted on the internet, which was telling others, or which was speculating that the president has lost his life. So one TikTok video uploaded on 13th April 2025 shows him on a medical bed in uniform, possibly donating blood. Others in military and medical clothing were present. This video, however, offers conflicting captions. One says quick recovery and all that. So the president wasn't dead, or he wasn't, it's not like he was not feeling well.
All right, now let's look at the involvement of international bodies in the issues of Burkina Faso, because we are currently hearing that the Russian president is even over there at Burkina Faso.
So the President Putin actually invited President Ibrahim Traore over to Russia.
Okay, right.
So currently, as we are speaking, he is in Russia, and there is a lot of evidence which shows that yes, Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, is still alive. So the TikTok videos offer no real proof of their claims, just captions and images, a mix of keyword and reverse image searches and all that. So one, he posted on his X account. He posted on his X account on 30th of April, thanking the people who are rallying behind him, the people who are supporting him and calling for him being maintained. You see, so he posted that, and then that was on April 30th, 2025, and then on 2nd May, he chaired a cabinet meeting. Just 2nd May. You see, so the claim that Ibrahim Traore is dead is false.
All right, now let's look at how Ibrahim Traore is positioning himself globally as a leader, because we have come to know that he is trying to cut ties off with France and become very independent, like independently independent.
Yes, so that is what he did when he assumed power, assumed office. He expelled all the French troops from Burkina Faso, and he has taken total control of their reserves, and all their produce, their raw materials are being processed internally. Do you understand? Yes. So there are so many accusations, false accusations being labeled on him as someone who is being a dictator, someone who is trying to use the country's reserves and gold and natural resources to enrich himself and his people, and also to protect himself. Yes. But as we can all see, the protection, aside his own men that he moves with his military and all that, there are other external forces that are really protecting him.
So back to you on Ibrahim Traore.
Yes, so as I was saying earlier, that he's worth emulating. I mean, not to say that other African countries should just wake up and then they just seize government and they begin to rule themselves. But then the things that he is doing as a leader now, we want other African leaders to emulate all the things that he is currently doing. So yes, all the things he's doing currently is worth emulating. Yeah.
All right. So let's look at the point, or let's look at the fact that he's trying to make Burkina Faso self-sufficient. He's trying to ensure that all the resources they produce are manufactured or processed into finished or semi-finished goods. What can other African countries learn from that?
Well, so you see, the trade is in such a way that you make sure that what you are taking out there is it's worth it. I mean, it carries weight. So he is doing it in such a way that you don't carry raw materials out there. And now the Sahel district in Africa now, Guinea, Mali, Niger, and then Burkina Faso, they are trying to create some form of an organization between themselves, that they will have a trade relationship between themselves. Now, on the other hand, the other Westerners are trying to paint the president black in the face of the international organizations. Yes. So I think just as it has started, people rallying behind the president, and they think he's doing a lot of good things in his country. Yeah, he needs to be protected. Yeah.
All right. So taking it from where you just ended by saying that there are a lot of other people who are trying to paint Ibrahim Traore black, the question we need to ask ourselves is, if there's any other African president that is not radically causing any change in their countries, we don't hear from them. We don't hear of them. But the moment we see a leader who is radical, we see a leader who wants change, transformation in their country, and they are taking steps towards making that a reality, we hear international people start calling him and tagging him names like a dictator and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so just as I said, President Ibrahim Traore, is doing a lot for his country, and you see, the Westerners, they want to have power over the African countries, And once a leader stands out and be like, no, I mean, this is our country. We want to enrich ourselves. We want to, because now everything is focused on the Burkinabe citizen.
True.
They don't take anything outside. It's about the Burkinabe citizens. And this will paint a picture that, yes, this is a true leader that we want. Because when he came, all the debts that they were owing the Westerners, he's paid all of them off. So this is to tell you that he wants total control over his country and the small region that they've created for themselves in the Sahel district. So yes, I mean, if you come and you portray like that, many people came, our own Dr. Kwame Nkrumah came, Sankara, some other leaders also came, Gaddafi came, the same thing happened to him. So once you stand out and you try to, I mean, make things look like, yes, you want to take total control without any Western imperialism, then they would want to take you out. Yeah.
All right, now let's look at this also from this point of view, that Ibrahim Traore is creating an economic independence for his people and for, as you said, the Sub-Sahara region. With that one, where would that put them when it comes to Africa as a whole?
So you see, Ibrahim Traore's regime, he has taken the Burkina Faso's GDP from $18.8 million to $22.1 million.
Wow.
So you see, this should tell you that if it continues like this, very soon we'll have a country that is totally independent, debt-free, and it has no control from the Western world. External force coming in to control whatever that they do. So his regime has really have a standout, and it has created a mark for other leaders to emulate.
So is that why we are having a lot of news around his death today, assassination and all that?
Yes, so exactly. I mean, they want to bring him down, and whichever way, Gaddafi was killed. Yes, most of the African leaders, they were killed, you know, just to bring them down. You see, so once you come out as a leader that you want to, I mean, take control of, I mean, total independence, no Western, I mean, influence, then you become a threat. Yeah.
All right, so this is where we bring the Ibrahim Traore series to a close, but we'll follow more on his issues, and whatever updates that comes along, we will be sure to give you that update. See you later.
You are listening to the Pinax Report.
Pinax Report. Pinax Report.
The Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Live only on Pinax TV.